Tonight on Evening, the new exhibit bringing 50 years of Seahawk history to life.
This is an incredible place for us to come back to.
Tour a historic Seattle home for sale that looks like it belongs in the Hollywood Hills.
Every room seemed to be a wild room.
Plus, how one of the founding members of 70s funk band War has talents beyond music.
Whatever comes through me, it comes from the same place.
Welcome to the show from MoPop, the Museum of Pop Culture. I'm St. Brian, and we are here to check out a special 2-week pop-up exhibition of the personal fashion collection of Princess Diana.
A colorful floral dress Princess Diana first wore on a 1988 tour of Australia. A peach hat with ostrich feathers she wore during her honeymoon. And half a dozen pumps from royal shoemaker Rain. Just some of the items you'll see at the Princess Diana pop-up collection before they get auctioned off this summer.
Princess Diana is beloved worldwide. She was a true style icon, and that's very evident when you see garments and items of clothing that she wore in the 1980s, 1990s that are still look fashionable today, they're wearable today, and that was really important to Diana. She wanted timeless elegance.
Like this Catherine Walker evening gown featuring sequin, beaded, and embroidered falcons in flight.
This one was made for her royal visit to the United Arab Emirates in 1986. And of course, if you know your history from that region of the world, the falcon is a really important bird for the United Arab Emirates. In fact, it's their national symbol.
Diana wore this Belleville Sassoon floral day dress on 9 occasions, often when she was visiting children in hospitals.
She wore it because kids gravitated towards it. She was huggable, lovable, approachable. That's what she represented. She was a real person, and Tony Blair said she was the people's princess.
Decades after her death, Princess Diana is still larger than life. The pop-up collection will be here for just 2 weeks through May 13th. You know, MoPop turns 25 this year. The Seattle Seahawks, they turn 50 next year, but we're celebrating early. In fact, Jose got a chance to sit down with the Hawks quarterback that actually led us to the Super Bowl.
The first quarterback to get the Seattle Seahawks to the Super Bowl, it's a pretty humble guy.
What player in your team you think, maybe he got too much credit?
What player on our team got too much credit? Probably me.
Matt Hasselbeck celebrated with hundreds of 12s and some fellow Seattle Seahawks. That's Steve Largent and Jim Sorn on his Instagram. At MoPop in Seattle during the NFL Draft to kick off the exhibit Seahawks 50, a legacy in blue and green.
We are celebrating 50 seasons of the Seattle Seahawks, a beacon of the community here at MoPop. So we have some of these jerseys that go from the way back. We have pop-ups around the museum.
It all brings back a lot of memories for Hasselbeck.
Did the Seahawks change you as a player?
Yeah, this is an incredible place for us to come back to because this is where I grew up. I mean, this is really where I grew up. Learned how to be a father, a husband, an NFL quarterback. It's so cool. I mean, I got here early today, and the line was like just out the door, down the street, down Fifth Avenue. A lot of jerseys, a lot of excitement, and there's not even a game going on. So I just think probably one of the most special things about the Seahawks in general is the 12s and is the spirit of the fan base here. It's unique, and I've seen a lot of different fan bases. This is special.
What do you miss the most?
I think for me, there's this song, Bittersweet Symphony intro, that they would play when we would come out of the tunnel. And I can't to this day hear that intro, that song, without getting goosebumps. I'm getting goosebumps right now.
And if this 12s could give the Seahawks a 50th birthday gift, it will be one thing.
That we win the Super Bowl.
No matter what the future brings for our Seattle Seahawks, we all have been part of the team for half of a century.
We're proud to celebrate that because that's what brings us all together here, is the fandom of the Seattle Seahawks.
50-year season ticket holders. Go Hawks!
Go Hawks, thank you.
Woo, go Hawks!
It's one of my favorite things to say. Go Hawks.
Go Hawks! Seahawks 50, a legacy in blue and green, runs now through the end of the year. You know, in the 1920s, Spanish Revival architecture was all the rage on the West Coast, and one of the most luxurious examples is on the market right now, right here in Seattle. It is this week's On Real Estate.
In one of Seattle's oldest and grandest neighborhoods, a historic home awaits a new owner.
So the house was built in 1924, so they started working on it about 100 years ago. It was built for the CEO of what's now Puget Sound Energy. When we looked around the house, as we walked through it, every room seemed to be a wow room. It's like, wow, this is a beautiful room, this is beautiful space. So we fell in love with the property. It's a 5 city lot house, and the house itself is a little under 12,000 square feet. In the foyer, they laid some tile that was from a Spanish castle. And so that made it quite special. It's something that I'd never seen before. It was really distinctive. The living room is really for entertaining. It will have upwards of 50 to 100 people in just that space because it's so large. The dining room can seat at least 20 people. Initially, there was a large chandelier that was beautiful. My wife was able to find 3 chandeliers from the Plaza Hotel in New York City, and they look beautiful.
Beautiful is almost an understatement when it comes to the kitchen.
So we wanted to have a chef's kitchen, a real chef's kitchen. So we looked around to try to find what are the best cooking islands that are built anywhere in the world. And I happened upon a company in Florence, Italy called Officina Gullo, and it required 8 men to move just half of the island into the kitchen because it weighed 1,600 pounds. And so it's quite dramatic when you see it. It's been awesome to cook on. This is the family room. So we spent a lot of time in this room. It's adjacent to the kitchen. We had a covered terrace put in with heaters in the ceiling, with a fireplace, with a TV above the fireplace. So the pool is absolutely beautiful Art Deco pool design. It was built about 50 years ago. It's almost 10 feet deep. This pickleball court, we're told by one of the former owners of the house, is the very first pickleball court in all of Seattle. And Senator Pritchard, who is one of the co-inventors of pickleball, was friends with the former owners.
The home also has a golf simulator, a home theater, gym, and a 1,200-bottle wine cellar that you may never want to leave.
The secret of this home is that you have this great historic house and these beautiful rooms. But when the current owners did the remodel, they brought to this home what a lot of older homes don't have, which is the flow, so it lives like people like to live nowadays.
Moving on is never easy, but the Flynns hope whoever buys their historic home will treasure it as much as they have.
I wanted to take something that was spectacular when we found it and leave it even more spectacular when we leave it.
It is spectacular. The asking price, just under $10 million.
How this member of the band War finds peace by pushing pencils.
And I found this really a very amazing effect.
But up next, get tips on how to pick out furniture that lasts the test of time.
Wow!
Local stories make a difference.
I want to check that out.
With the power to enrich lives, strengthen communities, and make us smile. Evening is made possible by Primera Blue Cross. Primera Blue Cross, always in your corner.
Welcome back to the show from Mopop and the Princess Diana collection, which will be here for just the next 2 weeks. One of the great traditions in the whole Seattle area is to spend your springtime and summer out on the water, and this weekend, it all kicks off in a big way. Opening day of boating season in Seattle is always the first Saturday in May. Here's what you want to do. You want to head down to the Montlake Cut at 10:15 a.m. for the Windermere Cup crew races, and then stick around for the boat parade at noon. The theme this year is back to the 80s. That is a decade I just vaguely remember. I do know I was in college at the time. Are you craving a vacation? We're giving one lucky winner a getaway on the Washington coast. All you need to do is vote in Best Northwest Escapes. For 29 years now, you've been telling us where to go. All you need to do is go to king5.com/escapes to vote for your favorites. Each vote enters you a chance to win a Grays Harbor getaway to Seabrook, Westport, and Ocean Shores worth $5,000. There are 50 categories. That means 50 chances to win a vacation on the coast. Vote for your favorite Best Northwest Escapes right now. In today's At Home with Carrie, design pro Carrie Peterson shows us how to pick out furniture that not only looks good, but will stand the test of time.
Furniture is one of the biggest investments you'll make for your home, and the right pieces can completely change the way your home looks and functions. Today, we're at the Seattle Design Center, one of my go-to spots for shopping with clients, to talk about how to choose pieces that stand the test of time. I get it, trendy furniture can be fun, but timeless pieces are what really last. Look for classic shapes, solid wood, durable upholstery, and handcrafted details. These are the pieces that never go out of style and that you won't have to replace in a few years. When it comes to quality, the details do matter. Check out how a piece is built. Dovetail joinery is a great sign of quality, while glue and staples, not so much. Quality looks good. Your furniture should work for you, not the other way around. A well-made dining table can double as a workspace. A neutral sofa can be reinvented in seconds simply by swapping pillows and throws. Fabric is everything. If you have kids or pets, or let's face it, a love of red wine, choose performance fabrics that resist stains and wear. Also, a distressed leather only gets better with time, so you don't have to stress about every spill. Don't worry, you don't have to splurge on everything. Invest in quality pieces that you use every single day, like a great dining table or sofa. And save on things like side tables and trendy decor that can be swapped out over time. It's all about balance. At the end of the day, choosing quality, versatile pieces means you'll enjoy your space for years to come. Whether you're shopping at the Seattle Design Center, an antique market, or your local furniture store, focus on quality, material, and craftsmanship. It makes all the difference. And that's a wrap.
Hey, keep that TV set on. On that trip to the Seattle Design Center, Carrie visited the Kelly Forsland and the DFG showrooms.
When we return, how Everett resident and music legend Lee Oskar turns a dark past into colorful paintings. Best Northwest Escapes is sponsored by unforgettable Grays Harbor County.
Welcome back to the show from Mopop. As one of the founding members of the 70s funk band War, Lee Oskar is primarily known for his harmonica playing. But Lee has another special talent, and it has recently taken him to a very spiritual place.
For even longer than he's been playing the harmonica, Lee Oskar has been a visual artist.
Whatever comes through me, it comes from the same place.
His colorful paintings line the walls of his home in Everett. There are landscapes inspired by living in the Northwest. An entire series involves instruments, all painted just the way he plays, in the moment.
And sometimes it takes me in places I had no idea.
Years ago, Lee discovered a new technique using pencil erasers to dot his canvases with color.
And I found this really a very amazing effect.
And then something almost supernatural began happening.
And all of a sudden I'm seeing these faces. I felt like it was spirits coming through.
Lee had been dreaming up the music for his new album, Never Forget, a musical memoir dedicated to those killed in the Holocaust.
And I wanted to liberate myself from a lot of fears. And I was feeling, you know, like the spirits. Maybe my grandmother who got murdered in the gas chamber. I was just feeling deeper than I allowed myself before.
Lee's mother, a Holocaust survivor, would write notes full of memories she couldn't say out loud. For most of his extraordinary life, Lee tried to ignore the trauma he now believes he inherited.
So I've always had the fear of anti-Semitic. And one day I realized enough is enough.
As he started working on Never Forget, Lee says his purely abstract paintings began to reveal themselves as portraits. Faces would emerge. Can you see the woman wearing a hat?
I hardly did anything to embellish it. It came out like that, and it just blew my mind. Usually I would never paint faces, but I got into it.
One night, he even woke up to a face.
Like this person was looking right at me, and it scared the crap out of me.
Lee would get up in the middle of the night to paint. Dozens of portraits emerged, all included in the liner notes of the album. But who are they?
I have no idea. I don't know.
But Lee says he does know it's important that humanity never forgets.
If I went to the grave and hadn't expressed everything that comes through me, I would have been ashamed calling myself an artist.
Lee's artwork, his music, and his signature line harmonicas are all for sale, and we've got a link on our website, king5evening.com.
After the break,
This is pikaki. It's a flower from Hawaii.
the Northwest woman making the world brighter, one ribbon at a time. Now in our 39th season, Evening shares local stories that make our community shine. Thanks to support from PEMCO Insurance. PEMCO empowers the Northwest to prevent the preventable. Learn how at PEMCO.com.
Welcome back to the show from one of the jam rooms here at Mopop. If you are looking for colorful flowers that are going to last forever, you should head to Centralia. That's where we found a woman who has dedicated her life to a Hawaiian tradition.
86-year-old Melly Enos makes the world brighter, one ribbon at a time.
I put the flowers. I was so blessed to come to America. I've been here for 59 years. I've been a citizen since 1967. And I share my gift from God to everybody who wants to learn.
Melly was born in the Philippines. Today she lives in Centralia. And in her expert hands, a plain piece of ribbon blooms into a flower and grows into a lei.
Okay.
A South Pacific gift that celebrates life.
It's good for graduation, any other occasion. Wedding for the guest maybe, and birthdays, Mother's Day, any holiday.
Melly's ribbon leis are as vibrant as any made of flowers.
My imagination just soars, and when I look at a flower, I said, oh, I can make this in ribbons or in yarns. This is pikaki. It's a flower from Hawaii. It's a white one, and it's just made of ribbons.
It can take her 12 hours to make just one.
I'm very patient because I grew up very poor, and we don't have all these things that people here have. So my dream was to come to America, and I did.
That might be why she transforms things most of us toss away into treasures. Scraps of yarn, pistachio shells. They get a new life when Melly finds them.
This is the pistachio nut flower.
She was a high school language arts teacher in Manila, worked as a florist in Alaska, then learned to make ribbon leis when she moved to Hawaii after retiring.
Wine, 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 wine. Push it down.
She wrote a book about it, and she'll teach anyone who wants to learn.
This is the yarn lei that you just wind on a straw, and it's so easy to make. Anybody can make it.
Something simple, transformed with effort and intent. That seems to be Melly's special gift. A beautiful legacy of leis.
These leis, they are forever.
Such a nice lady. Melly's book, The Art of Ribbon Lei, is now available on Amazon. That's going to do it for us. Don't forget, the Princess Di pop-up will be at Mopop for only 2 weeks until May 13th. Thanks so much for watching. We'll catch you next time. Oh my God. So out of tune.